Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Jin Movie So Awesome. I'm Joe.
I'm one Jin.
Today we are going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to start off with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Full spoilers ahead. And then afterwards we're going to talk about Damsel, Netflix. And then finally we're going to talk about Late Night with the Devil. And then afterwards we are going to have a Let's Talk session where we talk with all y'all. And our topic will be comfort food, per the request of Scott Walker. But anyway, we're going to begin with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's the reboot or the fourth movie in the Planet of the Apes reboot series. Here we go. Man. Caesar lives on. Like
That's
Caesar is all over this movie.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about it.
I mean, even the movie begins with Caesar.
Yeah. Oh, big shout out to ZZ.
What's up?
No, but I was kind of sad that they. I mean, he died in the last one, so it made sense. But you know, I love how he's basically Muhammad. or Jesus.
Moses.
Yeah, he's Moses.
Yeah, basically. Leading his people out of Egypt.
No, but I think he's Jesus on this one because they have a whole religion dedicated to the words of Caesar. With the window we saw on the first movie, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where it symbolized his desire for freedom.
Yeah. And
here... Okay, so I liked it, but I feel like they could have added more funny or sarcastic moments. Okay, ZZ. I thought, but ZZ, like following your comments, I do think they put in a lot of thoughts though, because first of all, I want to comment on the length. It did feel a little long, but I think this movie was designed to lay the grounds for future movies.
Yeah,
I got that feeling much stronger than the trilogy prior to this movie. Because Planet of the Apes, for example, the first one with James Franco, I don't think they necessarily thought about a sequel. Maybe they had ideas. But here, this one, it did feel like they were really setting up for like a trilogy. You know?
Or maybe more. Because to me, after watching the movie, after the credits went up, I was thinking to myself, it's like, man, this is going to be a long war again.
No, you know what's funny though? It did make me think I wonder what the next title will be. Empire of the Planet of the Apes. Universe of the Planet of the Apes. Domination of the Planet of the Apes. Like they're coming up with like some new words, because the original one was Rise, and then it was Dawn, and then it was War, and then now it's Kingdom. So I'm assuming it's gonna be Empire on the next one. But I also loved how it is sort of a callback to the first movie, though, Planet of the Apes, because we do get a lot of mirror scenes. For example,
I mean, there are. I also noticed a lot of throwbacks to the original film. I'm not talking about James Franco. I mean the reboot. I'm talking about the 1968 original.
The real original.
With the one with what's his name? Charles Heston, was it? And first of all, in that one, when basically the protagonist crashes into this unknown planet, he finds humans not being able to speak, and he's captured, and then he's put into a cage with another woman. Her name is Nova. Her name is Nova there. And also in this movie, there are scenes where they're riding on a horse and they're walking by the beach. That's pretty much like the end scene of the first Planet of the Apes, where Charles Heston kind of like he cries in despair, finding out that this planet was actually Earth because of that part of Statue of Liberty showing up from the beach.
Very iconic scene.
Yeah, and I think in one part they had this background music, that actually had the rhythm. I mean, the melody of the original music from the original movie.
But I think the movie did a really great job of balancing telling a new story while staying spiritually true to the original plus the latest trilogy.
Yeah.
But because the best scene for me was when May said Noah. And that's basically a callback to...
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Get back in the cage, you dirty stinking ape.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So...
No.
Yeah, dirty stinking ape coming from the original one, the 1968 one. So I did respect a lot of the callbacks. And I also loved the Raka character, the orangutan.
Yes.
He's basically Morris, the
orangutan from...
the Caesar's counselor, so to speak, of the latest trilogy.
Yeah.
And I love how orangutans are always portrayed as these like wisdom monks.
I think that has to do with the original 1968 Planet of the Apes.
In that one, orangutan were scholars, right?
Yeah, and it's because because it was released in 1968, it also got influenced a lot by like the civil rights movement and the fear of nuclear war and everything. So interestingly enough, when you look at the ape society in the original movie, you can see that they also have this racist hierarchy. So as the color becomes lighter, they usually hold positions high up in their society, and as it gets darker, they're usually responsible for some like menial manual labor jobs. Yeah. So in the original, I think the orangutan was a scholar, like you said. His name was he was actually a doctor, I think.
Well,
like
if you want to talk about
Dr. Zaius or something.
Well, if you want to talk about that, Planet of the Apes series has always been the apes basically kind of represent us. You know, it's like a mirror.
Yeah.
It's a social commentary, political commentary, and that's here again.
Yeah.
But what I do like about this latest movie is how much it utilizes the latest trilogy, because when me and Wonjin we titled this Caesar Legacy Live On, like for 2 hours and 20 minutes Caesar were all over this movie. Like, and we see this movie was also a very smart social commentary, because I love how Caesar's words are interpreted by different people depending on their like goals.
Yeah.
And one more.
That gives us a lot of like self-reflection for us, because it's usually what we do with Holy Scripture. Yeah,
and then added to that, because I think it was also like a fan service for the fans of the latest one, where Caesar, played by Andy Serkis, he was amazing. He was an amazing character. He was a character that started off as, a genetic experiment, and then he basically ends up being like ape Jesus, and liberates, and he loses his children, and even the character design is a callback to the latest trilogy, because Noah
resembles a lot of Caesar.
Exactly, they look similar. While Proximus Caesar, which is one of the fucking coolest Latin name ever.
It reminded me of Proximo from the Gladiator.
Right.
Remember that the old gladiator who won his freedom through becoming a champion, he got named Proximo by the emperor.
Yeah. Because Proximus Caesar literally just means close to Caesar. And I love how he looks kind of like Koba.
Yeah.
Where he's a bono bono. What's so funny is that in real life, chimpanzees are considered more violent than bono bonos. But there's this reverse. But, I mean, I want to say this though, like, the first hour and 30 minutes was really amazing for me. Like, I was a little bit worried, but I after watching the movie, I appreciated how much time they took on world building to get us a sense of what this world is. Generations after Caesar. And also the characters of the apes themselves. These movies, it has always been about the apes. The apes are more human than the humans. And I still like that. Yeah, they're the smartest of the apes. I think I don't like. It depends on what you mean by smart. If you're talking about orangutan, I think their apes are generally smart.
Yeah.
But here, I like the tribe detail. I also love the warrior design, because it did remind me of Tim Burton's remake,
the 2001 Planet of the Apes, the one with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, with that helmet. I thought it was kind of a homage to it, sneak homage, and I loved and the CG was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I can tell. I mean, even the trilogy, the Rise of the Planet of the Apes trilogy itself was already, it was pretty much flawless in terms of CGI, in my opinion. But if I watch them again now, maybe I'll see some like flaws. But at the time, I thought it didn't need anything more. But now looking at this one, I can tell that wow, it's really flawless.
Yeah.
CGI has come a long way. And you said you especially like the first hour of the movie. I also really like the feeling of being thrown into like a world after like generations and generations, like centuries after human civilization ended. It kind of feels like you're in one of those like games.
Like Fallout.
Not even Fallout. To me, it felt kind of like Final Fantasy. Like all those ancient ruins, like all there, but they're completely forgotten and oblivious to like all the life forms.
I did like the telescope scene. I was just only hoping that the alien monster would jump up and fucking push them by the side. I'm watching some shit. No, because it was and unlike Rebel Moon Scargiver, this movie's taking time had a great payoff for me because I care about these characters. I know these characters, and I have to say, like May, like the human character who they named Nova, like you mentioned, Nova is in the original '68 series, but Nova is also in, remember, War for the Planet of the Apes. Remember Morris names that little girl Nova as a callback too. And then
I forgot about that.
So this movie, when the Raka tells Noah that we named them all Nova, it's a callback to that. But I like how May is, I think, the strongest human character out of the latest trilogy. Because, you know what? Because it is just her. You know how in the first one we had James Franco and his girlfriend.
And his father.
Yeah. And then the second one we had that Terminator guy, and then his family, and we also had Commissioner Gordon getting lost in the lost world.
And in the third one we have Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I mean Woody Harrelson was all right, but here I thought May was a very strong character in the fact that like her struggle and survival really is it's really mirroring the apes. The situation has completely changed now, and I love her dialogues with Noah the most from this movie because it's really simple dialogue but philosophy 101. You know, like I gave you mercy, you should give. Because Raka's line was, I wish Raka was alive and he comes up on the next movie.
Yeah, maybe because we were still unclear about his whereabouts and his possible death. So maybe in the future sequels, he might reappear.
And it's such a small detail, though. But before he dies, he doesn't say apes together strong. He just says together strong. And, you know, it's so funny how, like, the he's basically like a Jesuit. Like, like he's spreading the word of Caesar. And before he dies...
And through my sacrifice, let my word spread.
Yeah, humans and apes together strong. Because it's so funny how... Because remember, in the first movie, Caesar is always cornered. He's being abused by the humans. Here, it's the opposite now. May is the one who speaks language, while we thought like humans couldn't anymore. And, well, unlike Caesar, she does lie, though.
I like that about May's character. Because, I mean, no, without a doubt, the lead character is Noah. Noah is the one we sympathize with. But May comes off as a very gray character. I also love the fact that she was holding that pistol at the end of the movie because it shows us that she was there to finish him off. Probably she thought he could become a future threat.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that because I felt like Proximus Caesar was also like Koba. You know, because remember in the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Koba has this very memorable scene where we can't trust the humans. Caesar says, if we let them fix the dam, they'll go. And then Koba suddenly says, human work. Human work. Human work. And then he starts showing his scars. And then he's one of those villains that, like Darth Vader, we can empathize with.
Yeah.
It's not that you're purely evil. You have seemingly
not just Darth Vader. I would also mention villains like Magneto.
Sure.
Because it's his life experience that shaped his perspective on humans.
And Proximus Caesar, we don't go all the way through that because Koba was a character developed through 2 movies. But here, like, when he says you can't trust the humans and May started acting so deceitfully, you're kind of like, maybe Proximus Caesar is looking out for the species.
Yeah, and I kind of but the moment she murdered that other human who was there, like the supposed ape collaborator guy,
Yeah.
I was like, man, she's dark. And man, that king, that Proximus Caesar is very perceptive of humans.
Yeah, Scott Walker, we're going to do a Watch Talk session after this and then 2 more movie reviews. We're talking about Kingdom of Planet of the Apes.
I wonder what your favorite scene was. I think in this movie, my favorite scene was... Oh man, it's kind of hard.
Hey,
I really liked the scene where the gorilla was chasing...
Terminator vibes.
Yeah, chasing Noah. That
Yeah.
was very Terminator 2. Remember in that like Iron Forge?
Yeah.
And
But-
in the Foundry, he was being chased.
No, but one thing, it did make me think, where are the rest of the gorillas? And then number 2, why is, like, I wish the next one showed a counselor gorilla too, because in the latest series, gorillas have always been enforcers or guards, and then warriors. So I do wish we get like a different kind of gorilla too, because I guess it kind of sells because they have that physicality.
Yeah.
But that character was actually very intimidating. He did seem really ruthless.
And I also love the scenes where it also shows his intelligence. They're not just brute force; they're also very smart as well. Yeah, I like that touch of gorillas here.
What you think about the eagle culture, though? I have a lot
I
of.
thought that was very interesting because, I get like a mix of a lot of different movies after watching this movie. The first half of the movie and also the later part, it reminded me a lot of Apocalypto. Remember the Mel Gibson movie?
I agree.
About the tribe being captured
Yeah.
and being sacrificed and everything? And this one lone tribesman goes on a pursuit to get his people back. So Noah gave me a lot of that vibe. And I also loved like the Native American kind of touch, like this interaction with the eagles. It also reminded me a lot of the Mongols because they do the hawk, the falcon hunting and everything. And I did not realize, I did not expect them to use that culture up until the end where it actually mattered. But
I thought it was more of like a symbolic thing, though. Like how, like everything you mentioned is true, and then it just how the apes naturally tends towards nature, and because I'm glad you mentioned Apocalypto because it's because Proximus Caesar kind of represents urbanization, becoming
and
that,
like an autocracy.
Yeah, sure. It's not just autocracy, but this is like the tribal representing freedom, and I like how they put that theme in, and I like how it's still really about the apes and the apes conflict too.
Oh, that's a great point. That's what I liked about this movie because previous Planet of the Apes was about apes and humans, apes versus humans, but this focuses almost solely on the conflict between these apes.
So I would rephrase what you said, like, 'cause remember in the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, it is about Koba versus Caesar.
And yeah, it's like a coup.
Yeah.
It's
and
like power struggle.
Yeah, even in War of the Planet of the Apes, there are this faction that are Koba loyalists that defect to the Woody Harrelson side and called Donkey. But I agree. I know what you mean. This one is just really about an ape-dominant world where apes are having disagreements about how to, approach the world.
And they're kind of repeating the same things that humans did.
That's part of the theme, though.
And that's why I was surprised when, when Noah is first approached by those strangers on horse, those horse riders. At first expected them to be echoes, the humans. But then they turned out to be fellow apes.
Right.
And that's when I was kind of confused, like, what the hell's going on? That monkey named Oda, he got killed.
Ape, not monkey.
Oh, I mean, ape got killed. So that's when I kind of thought, oh my God, we're having this apocalypto moment. Like a superior tribe is trying to like enslave the lesser tribe.
No, and you know what's funny? It's not just that. Like, I loved how the apes talked about humans. Like,
stinking and
like, oh, Caesar did not need to deal with the smell. And then it's just like, like the planet apes have always been about our commentary on us. So when it's the other way around, it's funny because of it reflects a lot about our society. And I like how Raka's like, Noah's like, she spoke. And then not Morris, but Raka's like,
that can't be true.
You must have misheard. And then, my name is me. And then he drops the fucking thing. And then I like how, because it's the continual inside joke. So to add to what ZZ said, I did thought there were enough, in my opinion, there were enough humor like that. Because it was, the dialogue itself was funny because, audiences, we're human beings. So, and it's funny how they call us echo too. Like, we are echo of them or something along that line.
Yeah.
And
I also love how the movie showed, they showed us a lot of things instead of telling us. Remember that moment when they're in the bunker and they look at the children's book?
Right.
And they see themselves
in the cages. In that picture.
They don't really say anything, but through that we can kind of feel what's going through their mind. I thought that was a really good touch. And I also going back to May and what's his name, Raka and Noah, I think all their names, of course, with every movie, they don't just name everything randomly.
But Noah's name is so on the nose.
But May, I thought it was also a brilliant name. I was thinking about, like, the name itself. Why is she called May? Is it, like, the month? But I was thinking to myself, maybe it's her grayness. She may be good. She may be bad. So maybe she's May.
Or Mayflower.
Oh, okay. That also makes sense.
And,
Mayflower.
And then she, like, technically speaking, she was speaking metaphorically when she said, "I'm looking. The thing inside the bunker will allow us to speak." And then it turns out it's a satellite.
It's a satellite decoding, deciphering something.
Yeah. So she didn't lie, but she didn't outright lie.
But she didn't outright tell the truth either.
Right. But I thought the acting by the actor was really great in that because of Raka and Noah's kindness, she's also having this struggle.
Yeah.
Like, cause and then the build-up was amazing. Like the scene you talked about with the gun hiding in the back, like their dialogue was really meaningful because it comes full circle. Because remember, Raka gives the Caesar sign to Noah, and because Noah in the beginning hates human beings, or at least he doesn't know them. They're just echoes or whatever, until he spends time with May, and then after Noah goes through all that, like, he has grown too. It's a lot like Caesar from the first movie, where he starts off as a baby dependent on James Franco to a leader of the apes. Here, he has become the leader of I'm assuming the Eagle tribe. Yeah. So he doesn't need this anymore because he already understands the message that it conveys. So I am hoping that. See, one of the problems I had, not problem, but one of the things that I was a little disappointed at on the latest trilogy was that the ape characters continue, but the humans are always reset.
Yeah.
So I hope, like, I do wish May would come back so that the human characters can have the same depth, or at least almost level to the depth that the ape characters have in this series. Because I really like May's character.
And I think she's really good at playing, like, being chased, because I think she built a lot of this prowess through Witcher. Yeah. She's being chased all the time.
No, but I thought her acting was really great though, because I think because of her acting and the way she was dressed, I did like suspect she was a soldier. Like something.
I thought something was up with her too, because I was thinking to myself, she was very mission oriented, and it really feels like she's soldier, or maybe remember from like The Last of Us, they had those like militias, like Firefly or something.
Yeah.
I thought she may be like one of those people.
Yeah, because I thought she did the acting of someone focused on something and trying to not let anything get into the way really well.
And she was trained in how to handle firearm.
Yeah, I did love how. I also want to give a big shout out to the Proximus Caesar actor.
Yes,
I forgot his name. He's famous, but it's one of the best introduction to a character.
I love the intro, like how he gets on the top of that podium thing.
Yeah. What a wonderful day! Apes together strong. And then like it's a great scene because it reminded me a lot of Mad Max Fury Road in Morton, because it is sort of a post-apocalyptic world in our perspective, human perspective, I guess. But yet there is this tribalism and this kingism. I bet Koba is like wreathing in his grave. Like, I wish I was gonna do that. But
and I also like that Proximus Caesar character because he's also quite great. I mean, yes, he may seem like an oppressive leader.
Kevin Durand.
Oh yeah, Kevin Durand.
Great actor.
I mean, when you see him treating people based on their merits, this is pure meritocracy.
No one, Jin.
And also, you know how Noah's mother and Noah get to have like a conversation at the end of the day? I was thinking to myself, oh my god, they have like a strict work schedule and they get to have free time.
Yeah, but
I was thinking to myself, hey, that's not so bad.
No, they were
pretty well organized.
But when did you forget they were kidnapped?
Yeah.
Against their will.
Things could be worse. In Apocalypto, they got their heart basically carved out while they were alive. So this is a lot better.
So, well, let's see. Slave labor or sacrifice. Wow, what a wonderful choice. What a wonderful day. No, but I kind of disagree with you there because I before I said Proximus Caesar, we kind of empathize with him, but he is evil though. Like not evil. Okay, let me rephrase that. A little darker gray, because he is. I did feel like Proximus Caesar was, at least portrayed in the movie, very narcissistic. You know, because it's really about, because he has those lines. Remember, it's not he always misspoke. He does like we can get stronger, then I can get it. He keeps saying those things. I get the weapons. I conquer the world. So I thought it was more of a. He was more of a black character.
I mean, yeah, and he did have his ambition, but I also gotta say that he was very perceptive of humans, and a lot of things he said about like this ape dominant world and how it needs to stay that way actually has a point. As in, if you put yourself into the shoes of apes.
Well, he kind of represents Woody Harrelson's character, because he had a point too. Remember, he said, because the virus was spreading, if I remember correctly, and he had to give up his son, right? But if you take cynicism to the core, you kind of miss the point of the prior trilogy, because Caesar was trying to go above that. Remember. And remember, in War of the Planet of the Apes, one of the memorable scenes is when Caesar gets caught by the humans, and one of the orangutan gets beat up. He says, "Leave him!" And then it starts a rebellion, right? And then the soldier that freed him tries to kill Caesar, and the Koba loyalist donkey guy, he gets a change of heart because because there's something beautiful about Caesar's selflessness. So he saves Caesar and gets shot himself. Yeah. So Caesar is here. So let's get back to this movie. Let's say Caesar is here. Proximus Caesar and May is here. They're these like the two sides of the same coin. You know what I mean? But I think Noah is being built as this character that is more like the true Caesar that we know, where he tries to balance mercy and humanity.
And is it correct to call it philanthropy?
Yeah. Because,
I mean, you can tell that Proximus Caesar's lust for power was in its very core selfish. But I think Noah is being built up to be something different, and we can kind of tell that he's gonna be a better leader than he was.
And I thought the eagle killing Proximus Caesar was a Greek symbolism, because remember how if you go against the gods, you get your liver pecked by eagles, and I thought that was like for me personally, I thought the eagles were just built up for that, to punish Proximus for his
it's like a divine punishment.
Yeah, it is sort of, because he not only gets pecked by eagles, he falls down from a cliff, which is a common motif in fall,
literal fall, and literal and metaphorical fall.
Yeah, because Greece has a lot of hills, so that's how you die. So I thought that was that symbolism.
Yeah,
and I just love how rich with details this movie was. I really appreciate it.
I was like mulling over the movie scenes after watching it, and I also love how the movie has like two distinctively contrasting themes from the beginning to the end. Because remember, in the beginning, the first half, Noah's town is discovered and it's set on fire and it's burnt. Whereas in this later half, we have a lot of water being used as the primary theme. And then I realized why his name was Noah, because it was being flooded and it was saving his people.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I thought that was really that was a lot of detail being put into all this. And I also like the theme of him at his like most dire moment managing to consolidate his own tribe.
Yeah, if the apes stick together, they have more strength. Yeah, but I want to add to that at the end. I want to add to what you said. Because remember, apes together strong is used in two different contexts. For Proximus Caesar, it's a way to unify his underlings to use as a selfish need. Well, at least Noah was to save together. And remember, that's one of the great thing about the Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was, remember Morris tells Caesar that not all apes are good. So it's always that complexity. It's like that motto is, depending on who uses it, it can be, as an audience, we get to see that done evil.
Yeah.
Because those apes are pulling on a dam that it's really for Proximus Caesar to gain more power, more deadly weapon. But if you use it like Noah, it's really about survival, unity, and I like how they always keep it ambiguous. And I
agree.
I love the world that they live. I hope the window seal is used again, where I think in the second one, if it's called the Empire of the Empire of the Planet of the Apes, I do wish we get like a human to ape battle scene like on Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. What's up?
It's gonna be hilarious. I mean, if we have if the next one actually is called Empire of the Planet of the Apes, and this supposed emperor ape consolidates different kingdoms of apes, and he is called the Khan Caesar. I would say that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the charms. Because even the villain named Koba is amazing. Koba, Morris. It's there's just so much hilarity in there too. Yeah, what would happen if Caesar didn't die in a war planet of the apes and he survived? Well, I don't know. Like for me, him dying at the end was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like him dying at the end, because the prior trilogy is really about Caesar's story. It's not really. I mean, Caesar's story is aligned with the rise of the apes, but it's really about Caesar.
Yeah.
The baby's chimpanzee that we saw.
That's what made that trilogy so good.
Yeah.
That chronicle of Caesar.
He becomes a family member, like a father, a parent. He loses his kids. He's a tribal leader trying to fight for the survival, and he dies in the most noblest fashion. And he had one of the best lines too. Koba, fight for Koba. And then Koba, belong in cage. You Koba, not ape. And then like he has one of the baddest lines. Like you know.
I mean, we don't even have to go there. We can just end with no.
Yeah. It started with no, but but one thing though, like one thing that this movie didn't answer was I was thinking that the apes would have been a lot more intelligent by now though.
It was kind of surprising for me that they still didn't figure out how to read because they had all those books laying around.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny too how they don't know gun. Because remember in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes?
Oh yeah, they actually used firearms.
Like guns
then.
were all over.
Yeah.
You know, one of the best scenes in Dawn was
like on
Koba,
horseback with the M16s. Yeah, that's
right. And then him jumping on a tank and then throwing them out. Like it's hard for me to imagine where like some apes don't pass down that knowledge to their descendants. So that was kind of but I think they did that intentionally to tell a brand new story.
Yeah, but I was wondering to myself like how they got the technology for that tasing stick thing. But then it turns out they had a human collaborator.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh man, but
it was a great movie. I had a great time watching this.
Let's give a number grade now.
I also look very much forward to the sequels that are to come. I wonder what the story. I mean, how they're gonna unwrap the story because this is like, it's like an area that's uncharted for the Planet of the Apes, or maybe.
What do you mean it's uncharted? Isn't it right in the money? On the money. Because
the original one ended with Charles Heston just lying. I mean, on his knees crying. But I haven't seen the sequels from like the 60s and 70s, so I'm not sure if they ever covered this. But this is what happens after that Charles Heston moment. So the humans, it also probably is going to deal with human resilience.
In the original, they become like the civilization, remember? So they already have civilization. But
okay. Eventually.
Yeah, they do.
But then in that movie, they don't have humans like hiding in bunkers, coming up with plans to retake their dominance.
No, but in the original, the point was like this person coming to basically like an alien planet, like as conceptually, not really an alien planet, but it's where humans are the animals now, like the livestock, and the apes act like human beings. It was more on the nose because I think the '68 series is more of a political commentary and satire than this one. Because this one, I thought it was more character driven.
Yeah,
the apes were not just simple. Because we live in a post-vegetarian, post-animal rights world, so this series reflected more of that. Because I felt the apes were just much more lively than the. Look at the Tim Burton one. Apes are basically, fuck you, humans. Stomp on you, bitches. You slaves.
Even the guy who shoots the laser guns like, pew, pew,
yeah,
pew,
we masters, bitches. So it's like a animal farm, except humans are there and they're in the farm. But what I love about the latest series is they build so much over that, where apes are completely humanized in the sense that they're not like these alien characters like the lizard men looking at human beings. They're us. Because let's take an example for this movie. Like Noah has the most human moment, what we will call human. Like May comes and then he says, you lied to me, blah blah blah. But listen, love can conquer all. That's what a human would do. And May. One of the great because I want to give a shout out to that actor because she conveyed that acting really well. Where
she eventually cries,
and she's feeling a lot of different emotions. She has her duty, because like I said, like she's a other side of the coin to Proximus Caesar. She has her own duty to the human race, but does that mean you stomp on decency? Does that mean you don't show mercy anymore? And that's the whole theme, right?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we love Caesar, because he says, leave him! And then we love Caesar the moment he cries when Buck, remember that gorilla that jumps on the helicopter?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think it was in the original series, but here, like, the apes grieve for each other.
That is not in the original series.
No, so like when Caesar,
they don't convey that.
Remember the gorilla is breathing his last? Because remember, like, Caesar saved them from the cage, and then they become buddies, and then Caesar puts
They're
his
like
hand...
brothers.
Yeah, Caesar put his hand there. And then he walks to that asshole scientist guy, and then he looks at Koba and says he does this, and then he throws it back. Oh, okay. Sissy, what was your favorite scene? What was your favorite character and least favorite character? Oh, man.
My favorite character would be Proximus Caesar. I really like that character.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he had charisma, and instead of just being pure evil, they showed enough side of him that actually makes him a more complex character. Especially the fact that he was very Machiavellian, just like humans.
It's not just that. I want to add to that. You can continue. The fact that he's wearing a crown.
I don't know where he found that, but
but like
that actually went really well with him.
No, because it's that human Stalin thing. So he's more human than Koba and the other like villainous characters in the prior apes. Because
and he's so cunning. I love the fact that, like, after May fires her pistol, he continues to talk to her while, like, hiding behind, like, other apes, like, walking past them just to ensure his safety. I was like, man, this guy's a snake.
Not just that, but that's human behavior. So, like...
That's what I liked about it.
And I love the way he spoke, too. He spoke in a way that he was trying to sound human.
Yeah. I especially love, like, his command to the collaborator.
Yeah.
Give us a story, a funny one.
Yeah. And then you could... Like, I don't know if you can tell, but, like, I interpret it as him, this smart ape, mimicking the bad behaviors of humans. Because he is also a reflection of us.
Yeah.
He represents all the historical dictators, the tyrants in our history.
Yeah.
And I just love the crown and the clothes because what a wonderful day! He's like a cult leader dash king dash like so. Just like Noah represents the good of human beings, Proximus Caesar represents that evil of human. Except the word has changed to ape.
Tyranny.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really like that character. I mean, it could have been done a lot worse, but I really like that. I mean, even he was finished off in this one movie. I really like Proximus Caesar.
My favorite is actually Raka. I was hoping Raka survived that waterfall, but part of the reason why I love Raka is he reminds me of Morris so much, the orangutan in the prior movies. Yeah. But I also love his, because he appears right after the apocalyptic like invasion, right? So he added just so much dimensions and depth to the ape world, where we're assuming, oh, it's a tribal world here. Yet, you have this knowledge keeper. The moment you have that,
books,
like you can't help but think of medieval times where monks were trying to save Latin and Greek scriptures and writings. So he is that. Yeah. And then he was such a likable monk in the fact that he says, "Oh, don't hurt each other," and then he was so ready to. He used his fucking
grabs that whatever it was, the pipe weapon. Or what was it?
Yeah, and
like, then a piece like wood. He basically like rips a little mini tree out of the ground.
Yeah, and then he was so ready to knock them out. And then I love his line. I think he says something like, "Caesar will understand." I love this like flexible monk. Remember that monk gets drunk and he's like, Buddha will understand one time. So I love his flexibility. Yeah. Like, so when he died, I honestly thought he didn't die. I thought he would appear again in the movie, but it turns out he's really dead. So which kind of saddened me because he played that mentor role to Noah so well. And he was he's like a librarian or something. Yeah, like Raka is my favorite.
My least favorite character would be that ape collaborator guy, the guy from Fargo, the movie.
No, but don't you think you hate him because he's like a hateable character?
Oh no, not because he's hateable, because he was not given enough attention to detail. Because I thought he was finished too quickly.
No, but I thought that was his exact purpose because the moment May chokes him, right? I'm like, okay, May is a scary bitch, and then she because I thought she was a killer, right? Yeah, she's definitely an agent. She's doing something because the close-up was, remember, I thought it was sort of reminding us about ape don't kill ape. Because that comes from our biblical stories where
that was like 100% human on human crime there.
Look, because remember Moses, the first one. I think the first law is "Thou shalt not kill," right? And here,
fuck that. He's not persuaded.
Yeah, but I was
Plan B.
I was surprised how violent it was because of the close-up, and then we get to May's face right when she does it.
Well, maybe it was to emphasize and give more weight to May's cruelty, should I say? Well, but I was kind of hoping that the collaborator character would have like a moment that like degrades humans further.
No, but I wouldn't call it May's cruelty. I would call it May's what you said before.
Ruthlessness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a better
business
word.
Like mission oriented.
Mission oriented.
Because the moment she did that, and she did this rear naked choke, I was like, yep, she's a soldier. Because that's some trained behavior. You know how like 007 will kill somebody before the mission?
And we kind of understand why she did it is because he's going to pass down more knowledge to the apes. So she's trying to prevent that from happening.
No, she was trying to prevent him from reporting on the thing they were trying to do.
And also, if that's the path he takes, she needs to basically annihilate him. And, yeah, terminate him. So that any further knowledge transfer is stopped.
And it's kind of a mirroring to the Caesar and Koba conversation. Remember, Koba says Caesar loves humans more than apes, more than his sons. And then Caesar's like, "Rah!" And then beat them up.
Nonsense.
Beat him up. Koba, fight for Koba. Koba belongs in a cage. Koba, that ape. And then Morris says, Caesar, son will remember who Caesar is. It's fucking amazing how they do that shit. So I thought it was a mirroring because now that the humans are on the weak side, they are. You remember? Okay, I think you'll agree now. When Korea was colonized, we were also killing like Japanese collaborators. So it's the same thing where it because May was very. I love how much dialogue she got because she shared her worldview, which I think at the start was very black and white. She's like, humans, we rule this world, we must survive. And to her collaborators, it is unacceptable. Like, it's like a snitch. Disgusting.
I think that's how she answered his first question. It's like, I'm the one who doesn't help the apes or something.
Yeah. And then what I love is how Noah's behavior humanized her. Because she was forgetting what it meant to be human.
Oh, great point.
Yeah, that's so true. Like I love how human and ape, the nouns are always interchangeable in these movies. Because a lot of times the apes act more human than the humans. Remember, remember in War for the Planet of the Apes, the guy that Caesar let go tries to kill him, just like in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
That German soldier comes back and kill him. So there are these. This series has always been so good at just pulling on our different emotions.
Yeah.
And you know what I respect about this latest reboot to the trilogy is I think the start is always difficult. I have a feeling that the next one might be an Empire Strike Back. If they continue this quality. Remember even in the latest trilogy?
Yeah.
For me, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was the best.
That was awesome.
Movie.
Yeah, that's right.
That was the best fucking movie ever. The moment Koba rallies the apes and then horse
gets on the horse
and then starts
with
M16
with the rifle.
Air. And then when Commissioner Gordon says for the human race, and then boom, and then there's just so much drama and so much at stake because it's always like what is at stake in these movies are always like the whole race,
end of human civilization.
And remember what Woody Harrelson said? This is a holy war, and he was fucking right. He was fucking right. I just love this thing. She looked like she got up from her Balenciaga pediment. No, Zezzy. I thought like her tan and like I think she worked out for the role. I thought she played like a Sigourney Weaver style like character. Okay,
yeah,
you know?
I think. But what I do like about May's character, I mean, the actress is the rebellious eyes.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It perfectly suits her in the wild.
Remember that scene with even the dinner? The dinner with I don't know if it's dinner or
when
lunch.
Proximus Caesar invites them to have food.
Yeah, I love everybody's body language in that role.
And what's her name? May's like
Yeah.
hunched back, and she's like looking at.
No, but and then
like
she snaps.
Mm.
Fuck you. And you know what? I want to give a big shout out to Lightning, because I felt like that Lightning, who's that gorilla's right hand, was just doing his fucking job.
Yeah.
I felt like Lightning didn't deserve to get shot like that.
He was the only firearm casualty in the movie, I think.
She looked. No, I felt bad for Lightning, because every time the gorilla captain called on Lightning,
he died with the sound of lightning. Maybe that's why his name was Lightning.
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. But that was funny. Apes together strong, Wonjin. Apes disapprove this message. Let's give a number grade, Wonjin. What is the number grade?
Oh, man. I could give this movie... I would give it a 9.
Oh,
it's very
shit.
good. I could have given it a higher grade, like 9.5 or 10, if it had a little more comic relief, like ZZ said.
Oh,
for example,
really?
remember the scene where Noah uses the new word he learned, shit. For example, I hope there was I wish there was a scene where May used more of like the human profanity in her language, and Noah kind of picks it up.
It's
like, for example,
PG-13,
yeah,
man.
for like, words like bitch, female dog. Yeah, and then like the moment where the gorilla gets stuck in the between those drain pipes and he drowns. I kind of hope like Noah would say something like bitch, and then it just goes away.
What? No, I thought it was perfect, because Noah's not trying to kill the gorilla. It was a beautiful scene where gorilla's like, fuck you, and then Noah
slap him in the face and say bitch, and then go.
Caesar would disapprove. My favorite scene was the moment when the gorilla was chasing. Oh yeah, and then because you remember, because I think she's a great actor, because remember she hesitated to speak. She always could speak, but she didn't want to divulge that information for security reasons. But she was pushed to a corner, and then she had to choose to trust Noah.
Which is even more scary, because if you think about the first half of the movie, she was actually behaving like those the humans who lost their intelligence, like the way she crawls on the ground and everything. That was all an act.
I disagree. I don't think it was.
Remember when she was picking up those apples? She could have got up, walked, and picked them up. She didn't.
No,
because
but
she didn't want to look suspicious.
I disagree.
Very smart.
I just thought she was just hungry and desperate, and then. Because remember, Wonjin, in this movie, there is no right and wrong. Okay, Noah come close to right. But the rest, she had a mission, and remember that scene when she finally gives the
satellite key thing.
And then the humans contact the other humans and say, "Are you there? Oh, fuck yeah!
Yo, where you at?"
Human. And also, because I kind of empathize with that. And then she was, remember her proud face, and remember the ending is beautiful, because the movie splits to 2 screens, and May looks at the sky and Noah looks at the sky.
Looking at the stars,
and that's supposed to be this. Remember, they were calling back to when they were looking at the telescope.
Yeah,
and I just thought May's face and Noah's face was
both hopeful
and very human. So like. To rebut you, I'm saying I didn't see May as a evil character. Like, for example,
not evil, but cunning.
No, for example, I think Woody Harrelson's character in War of the Planet of the Apes was kind of called back to Apocalypse Now, like him, like where this is because I understand his logic, but every time I look at him, he's off his fucking nuts. Like you kind of think that he's nuts. So he's trying to serve that, but here I had more empathy for May. If Caesar was still alive, what would you think Ace within this movie? What would happen? Also, when Noah meets Raka and Raka's telling him about Caesar, it would have been cool to Noah say something like, "All right, you know what? Duck this, and I'm going home."
Scott Walker, I would definitely. I think I can say that Caesar would probably disapprove of what apes are doing to other apes. I'm not sure how he's going to handle like the way humans are treated, but I can pretty much be sure that he would very disapprove the way apes are fighting each other. Yeah.
No, one of the best qualities of Caesar was his mercy.
Mm.
He only killed when it was absolutely necessary. Remember, even when he let Koba go, Koba was already after he couldn't beat Caesar in a fair fight, he started shooting. Remember, he hit Morris in the left ear?
Yeah.
And then Caesar, before he drops Koba, he looks at Morris, and Morris, my best friend.
Oh, no. Okay. You gotta go, man.
Koba, not ape. So here, like, I mean, but the thing is, though, what this movie did so well was they portrayed a very harsh world, though. I mean, I felt like the world was... You know how even in the Eagle Village, they said don't go beyond the tunnel?
Yeah.
Like, it has so many fairy tale elements.
Fairy tale element, and also it's like a classic journey of the hero story, because that's basically the gateway to the unknown.
Exactly. Yeah, and then to a bigger world. And then he meets the wise.
Yeah, meets the allies and enemies.
Just like the Journey to the West, where you meet this wise monk who tells you what to do, and Nova grows as a character. Hey guys, we promise we won't use the hero's journey word anymore. I think we used it.
I mean, almost every movie has that element.
So.
And I'm afraid that we're gonna have to use it again later on when we talk about Damsel, though. Because the classic hero's journey is like just like we mentioned, the character goes to the unknown, goes through all these different challenges, meets enemies and friends, and eventually returns to where he or she started. And when they're back, they're grown. They're basically like upgraded.
And you know what I like about this movie? Fuck you, Jin, for adding to that again more. No, but you know what I like about... I do feel like Caesar succeeded in making a relatively safe society, because I thought Nova not knowing the word shit was kind of representing the ape's purity in general. You know? Right. Even Proximus Caesar, I don't think he cursed. Like, so I think that deep hate...
That would be funny if they say holy monkey.
No, because like if you think about it, Koba deserves to get stomped, gorilla fucked, and then get thrown in the ocean. You never hear Abe say that shit in these movies.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll talk about Damsel. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Damsel right after this. Who is the love interest to a main character in this movie? Like, no, because
there is no love interest. Basically, there's Suna, but it's not really developed.
No, but don't you think they were love interest, though? Yeah, don't you think they're going to appear as a couple next one?
Maybe Caesar, not Caesar, but Noah will appear as like a father in the next movie after some time has passed. Like Caesar, so? he's also going to have kids.
No, but now that you mention up, you know why you think like that? It's because the movie did have an open ending like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Because right after Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where Caesar says goodbye to James Franco and goes to the wood with the apes, like, you have no idea what the next movie is going to be about.
Yeah.
And I did get that same feel. But like I said, I do hope May comes back, because she was a great character for me. Like, because the human characters have been rarely interesting. The closest for me was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, that Terminator guy. Genesis, the latest one.
I forgot his name.
I will give a number grade 2. I'm going to give this... either 8.5 or 9. Let's see. Let's do a paper, scissors, rock, Jin.
Don't be cheap. Come on, just give it a 9. All right. Ka-wee-ba-wee-bo.
All right, I'm going to give it a 9. Because if I lost, I would 8.5. I think the reason why I did mull over 8.5 is because I think you will agree with me. We take the latest trilogy in such a high regard.
Yeah,
it was a great series. I think me and Wendy, we talked a lot about this.
And considering that this movie was really well done. Because the previous trilogy was so good that we had very high expectation. So, okay, guys, I think we talked about close to an hour about this movie. That was longer than we intended. Wow, it's been 59 minutes.
So, listen, guys, hey, check out our new icon. Me and Wonjin, we designed new banners as well. So, we will have new banners on our channel soon. But that's okay, with your honest opinion, guys, which movies? Hey, Walker, let's talk about that in our Let's Talk session, okay? We're going to talk with you because we want to focus on reviews for now. Yeah. So, Joe Jin Movie So Awesome gives a 9 out of
10.
Is it 10 out of 9 or 9 out of 10?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
So we highly recommend it if you like good sci-fi, good
Strongly
fantasy,
recommended.
or if you just fucking like a good fucking story movie. Fuck yeah. Caesar approves. Anyway, Joe.
Be right back in 3 minutes.
No, Joe and Jin, go rest. Joe and Jin, old. Like that thing. So Joe and Jin, see you in 3 minutes. This has movie awesome. Joe.
Me, Joe.
Me, Joe.
Me, Jin.
Bye-bye. Fuck you.
Right.
Why don't the ape say fuck you? Fuck you is the most beautiful Korean human language
It can
ever
be
made.
used as every form of speech.
Koba, revive.
Noun.
Koba, come back as a devil.
Verb.
Koba has wings.
Adjective.
Koba strong.
Adverb.